just wondering, the big news recently is Skylar Thomas going to the transfer portal. He's a guy who played primarily nickel for this team last year, which was the base defense. Going forward, what's your plan on using that nickel position? Is that going to be a part of the base defense, or is that going to be more of a package?
It's going to be kind of the core of what we do, using that nickel spot. We're really excited about what Armani Marsh is doing, not just on the field, off the field, as a leader, as a motivator, just the way he practices and prepares and how much he gives to this unit. So just excited about him in that position. It's going to be a vital part of what we do, right? That guy's got to be very multiple, got to be very skilled, got to fit the box. So we're excited about what Armani's doing right now.
And then also a lot of the players have talked about just being able to play freely on this defense. What's your philosophy with that style and just, kind of letting them make plays on the defense?
Well, I think it starts with, what we call code coups. And I know some of our guys have talked about it, but it's a play hard, it's a play fast, it's a play together mindset. When you're willing to sacrifice more for the group than you are for yourself and your own satisfaction and your own reward, it's something special, right? We want to play with more effort than anybody in the country, right? We want to play fast because we know what we're doing and we're coached to know what we're doing more than anybody in the country. But bottom line is, when we came here, the biggest thing we want to do most is play together. We want to play as a unit, right? We don't want to point fingers at mistakes. We want to build each other up, right? I want to be able to look at the man next to me and know he's giving everything and I'm going to do the same because I don't want to let him down, right? That's the core of what we do. And it has nothing to do with scheme. It has nothing to do with the X's and O's. It has what's inside each man, right? And we're starting from the basics. We're starting from football 101. And we're starting from the ground up and just excited with the way our guys have gravitated to our message, right? It's not going to always result in immediate results, right? Okay, but we're excited about what this group is doing each day in and day out and excited about what we can accomplish together.
Thank you.
All right, Zach from Coug Fan. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. How did you feel like the defense performed as a unit today, and what guys sort of grabbed your attention today?
I think the biggest thing we're working on, Zach, is just trying to stack practices together, right? It's a unique time. It's not just fall camp, but it's classes, it's finals, it's a million things. So having that effort and that energy every day, I think is going to be an important piece to just building ourselves defensively as a unit, So there were some highs and lows today, right? Sometimes we had to pick each other up. Offense made a lot of great plays. We would battle back. I think, I'm really seeing our edges, right, really show up, right? Willie Taylor, Will Rogers, RJ Stone, BJ. I'm just really excited about what those guys are doing, right? Because we're going to need some guys that can put some pressure. Anytime you're predominantly in the 4 down, you need some edge guys that can really get after it. And I'm excited about what those guys are doing first and foremost, right? I know we have some experience coming back at linebacker, and then the challenge of our guys at corner, right? We're just excited to see what they can do day in and day out against some really good wide receivers. So it's fun competition out there. Coach Roll has high energy, and we're just going to compete. And I thought that's what they did today.
And we've heard a lot from guys and Rollo about the way Shaw Smith has been performing. Are there any youngsters that have sort of stood out like he has, maybe working their way to seeing some early playing time?
He's the main one. I mean, you can just see flashes of what he can become, and it's exciting. And it's more exciting for his mindset, right? He knows how to practice. You can see him in the weight room, off the field. He's taking care of his business. It's awesome to see that young man just operate every day. I think Nate James is going to be in the mix up front. We're excited about what he can do. Every day is another chance and an opportunity for him to get better. And Gabe Lopez has really jumped off the table to us just with his physicality. He uses his hands well. He's active on our defensive front, and just excited about a lot of our young guys and where we can be.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? There we go. Theo Lawson from the Spokesman-Review. Go ahead, Theo.
Hey, Jay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, Theo. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
When you kind of look at this defensive stats from last season, what are kind of a few of the things that you really look at and really want to turn around and kind of fix as far as maybe more turnovers, more sacks, less rushing yards allowed? seem to be kind of a few that things this team struggled with last year.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing you want to do is it's yards per carry. Okay, you want to have a physical mindset, want to play a certain way, the old mindset of cutting the head off the snake, right? We want to make these teams one-dimensional. And, so when you start there, you can try to get guys behind the chains. You can pin your ears back. It opens the play, the call sheet a little bit more for a defensive coordinator. But it's a fit mentality. It's every man doing his job. It's just knowing what to do. And I think, we can do those type of things just relying on each other, right? Jihad doesn't need 144 tackles. Okay, if that happens, we completely failed, right? He's got to count on other people around him too. It's red zone touchdown percentage. I think off of my stats, it's over 70% last year. Can't do it, right? We can bend, but we can't break. Okay, and we got to bowl up when we get down there. That was kind of our calling card of where we were at last year, as far as myself and part of these other staff members. So red zone defense, yards per carry, and then limit explosive plays. I think that's one of my number one jobs is put our guys in the best positions to limit explosive plays, right? So I put that on me more than these guys in the scheme that we're trying to implement. So if we can make the offense earn everything they get, I think we got enough playmakers to make things happen, to create some things. But those are the three areas that we really want to focus on.
I think last year Trey Brown played a little bit of nickel, rush linebacker, middle linebacker. He kind of switched around a little bit. Where do you guys have Trey Brown right now, and where does he kind of look best for you guys?
Yeah, Trey's going to be one of our inside backers. Just excited about his growth. And I know you say that because you remember Trey as that 6'2", 210-pound kid. He's 235 right now, right? It's amazing how these guys grow up and his physicality. But let me talk about a great young man. I mean, I'm telling you, he's just one of those kids that you do anything for. His spirit, his energy, his focus, the attention to detail. I can't say enough positive things on how this kid has impacted me in 10 months. Right, so he's a leader. He does a lot of great things. So just excited for Trey's future, and like I said, we're excited to have him.
It seemed like a lot of the returning guys could have a chip on their shoulder after last season. Really kind of wanted to kind of prove people wrong now that maybe doubted this defense or were still doubt this defense that really kind of want to improve and kind of do it with the new scheme and new coaching staff.
Yeah, I would say this: from the day we walked in this building, you can just tell we had their attention, right? And that's all we can ask for, right? I think that's the biggest thing. I walked into that team room, right, to have our first defensive unit meeting, and these guys were eyes wide open, okay? Coach, help us, right? Coach us, right? We're just sponges, right? And that's the mentality that these guys have taken, even through all the adversity, even through all the PowerPoint meetings, even through all the Zooms, even, being together. Our guys want to be better, okay? And like I said, I told them this. Hard work doesn't guarantee results, but it's the only way I know how to do it, okay? And there's a certain style that all this comes with, but it's a reprogramming, Theo, right? We've taken everything and wiped it clean. It's back from day one. This is how we tackle. This is how we approach. This is how we're focuses and walk through. This is how we are in the meetings. It's everything. So we started all the way back from Jump Street on defense, and we're excited about our progress and know it's going to be a long way to go, but I think our kids are bought in and want, okay, and they really want to be better. And that's all we can ask for.
Any other questions for Coach Dickert? All right, Zach from Kook Fan, go ahead.
Coach Rolovich told us that he would say the offense is about 75 to 80% installed. How far along do you feel like you guys are on some play callings and just different packages you want to get in?
Yeah, I mean, I think today was a big third down day. I was excited to get out there and kind of get that package installed. Just a lot of different situations that we're probably a little bit behind where the offense has been, and that's okay. And we still have time to learn it, but we got to boil things down. And I think Coach has said it from the top down is that I don't care if we just do one thing or two things. We got to do those things really, really well throughout these 7 games that we're promised. So I would say we're probably at 50% more, right? And we're excited about that. And part of it is everyone's got to realize going against the run and shoot, it's dynamic, but it's also like going against an option team. Right? You got to have, hey, you go against 10 personnel, run and shoot. Hey, now come back and self-scout yourself. So what you're going to see out of 11 and 12, right? So we're fighting that battle of just making sure our guys are seeing both, understanding both, but preparing ultimately for what we're going to see throughout the course of the year. So we got to boil it down a little bit and be able to handle both things. And I think our guys have attacked that really well.
Thank you.
All right, Cody from the Daily Evergreen. Go ahead, Cody.
Coach, what is the kind of challenge for you making the change in conferences? You know, coming from Wyoming to now being in the Pac-12 and going against some pretty dynamic offenses like Oregon and USC. What has it been like for you this offseason, knowing that you know that is ahead of you?
Well, I mean, I think this time has been amazing because I've got an opportunity to probably do more, you know, scouting of the league than I would have had in a normal year, you know, so got a chance to see everybody. There's a lot of talent in this league, especially on the offensive side of the ball, you know, so you can tell there's good coaching, good schemes, a wide variety of different types of teams that we're going to play, you know, so it's challenging. And I knew that coming here, right? So, you know, we're excited to take on this challenge head on, and, you know, we're just excited to do our part to be part of a great team, right? You know, this isn't separate here. We're one team, you know, so defensively, we're just excited about getting around, obviously getting Oregon State up first when we get to that point. But there's some dynamic people in this league, and we got some guys that'll be ready for that challenge.
All right, let's go. Last one from Theo Lawson. Go ahead, Theo.
Just personally for you, having to kind of move your whole life and your whole family to Pullman to a new place during a national pandemic. What's that been like for you, adjusting to living here? And I'm sure you want to do stuff in the community that you probably haven't had a chance to do yet.
It's been an interesting challenge. You know, I know this. I have a 9-year-old girl at home that all she wants to do is go to school. And every day I get home, you know, it's Dad, when's that day? You know, so it's been challenging for everybody, and the Dickert family is no different. But I know when we're together, right, it's been fun. It's been unique, Theo, right? As a coach, I've seen my kids more in these last 8 months than I would have. So you got to take it as a blessing too. You got to take it in stride. But we're small town Wisconsin people, right? So Pullman fits us. It feels like home. You know, I love when the kids can just ride their bikes down the street, and we'll see them, you know, when the street lights turn on. It's been a great transition for our family. We're just excited to be here. But you can just feel the passion of the people, right? And it's amazing what we can bring to the people, you know, in this state by just getting back out there and playing, you know. So it's an exciting time for our family, and we're just all happy to be Cougs.
I think I heard you on the radio a few weeks ago talking about Cougar Gold cheese. How does that compare to Wisconsin cheese?
That's a trick question. You're trying to trap me right there. It's the best cheese. It's the best cheese. Right? I'm going to say that. But a true cheese person knows when it squeaks in your mouth, it's fresh. Right? So I get the cheese curds over at Ferdinand's too. So it just makes me feel like home. But I appreciate that question.